class for today. So for this session, I'll just walk you through lang sa kung mga tools na pwede na ito magamit sa inyong problem set later on. And one of these tools kay how to do a fitting. Could be linear fit, exponential fit, or it could be any other function na gusto nyo gamitin for fitting. Okay. Let's discuss on the basics of a curve fitting. So generally, it's curve fitting by least square. So least square. I don't know if nakadiscuss na kung ano sa inyo before, but I just have to discuss it again lang and review na ng podcast inyo in case you've forgotten sa kanina important na concept. Now, it is called least square for some reason, for a very good reason. Because the idea is to look for the difference error and you square it and then you take the minimum value of that. So, muna ang idea sa least square. So, let's say you have a data and it is arranged in this fashion. You have that data. Let's say this is D and then this is V. Okay, let's say one data. And then we are interested in making a model out of this. Okay? So can we do prediction on, say, not at a given data of, say, time at this particular point? Can we predict the value of V for this particular point? That's the idea nga, ano kailangan tamang itaog. Maybe some kind of a function or a model that will encapsulate or capture this behavior, kani siya nga behavior of a particular phenomena. This could be anything, but as long as the data points follow this progression. So we want to model this one. So hayang equation na niya. So the best thing to do is to do a linear fit. Okay, because they follow man siya og line. It could be ang imong data is dili siya linear, could be periodic, it could be exponential or sigmoidal maybe for that matter. But the idea is you want to make a fit. So, unsa may best ani niya nga fit. Okay? So, to do the best fit, somehow ang imong line kay naa siya diha. Okay? So, somehow naa siya diha and then the reason why it's called this square because we want to get the difference between all the data points and this theoretical line here. Okay? So, unsa ni siyang theoretical line? So, it's like the theoretical, the error niya difference minus the data. Okay? And we want to take the square. Okay, it could be man siya negative ang value and it could be positive. You take the square, then if you sum all these errors, okay, isum mo na siya ang imong value from, say, this is I and this is I. So I runs from 1 up to, say, n. So we can get a best fit for this if ang sum na niya is actually a minimum. Okay, that's a minimum. So for a special case na line siya, we have our theoretical value as this, given as y of t equals a plus bt. Right? Pamana siyang equation sa line. This is equation sa line. Okay. And then, this is our line. This is our theoretical line, theoretical equation. But we just don't know yet unsay A. So, unsay A, ug unsay B. So that's why we have to do this. We have to optimize this one. So unsa kay value dapat sa A and B in such a way that this thing here is a minimum. You get the idea? So dapat minimum, ma-minimize na siya. So that's the constraint. The sum of this, the sum of the different square between the theoretical and the data should be at a minimum. So minimum na siya. This has to be minimized. So for us to get unsa di ay dapat ang value sa A, unsa ay dapat value sa B. Imo na siya ato ang mga coefficient. This is the y-intercept. This is the intercept. And this has to be the slope. Okay? So wala siya ang idea niya. So the sum of, let's say we note this one as S. Okay? So we write our S as this to N, and we have y of pi minus yi squared. Right? This is our theoretical, our model, our itong unknown nga model equation, and this is your data. Okay? So next mo buhaton is you have to do minimization problem. So, okay, di ba mo na siya inyo sa calculus, the maximum minimum. So we have to take the derivative of this sum in such a way nga i-derive mo siya with respect to A, tapos this has to be 0. Okay, dapat minimum man siya. So if you take the derivative of that, and simple naman siya, we have 1 up to n, and then you take the derivative of this one. So then the equation for y of t sub I is just given by this. So a plus b t sub I, and then okay, so minus y sub I, okay, and then that has to be squared. And then this is equated to 0. Okay, minimum man siya. So you want to derive, you should be able to get this. A plus b pi minus yi, and that is equal to 0. And if you really want to check if minimum ba gini siya, kaya mawala itong gusto, minimum siya dapat, you take the second derivative of this, you derive it again. So if you take the derivative of this one with respect to A, you will notice that our result niya is actually 2. Okay? And 2 is greater than 0. So we answered our question. Since greater than 0 siya, so it is a minimum. So minimum na siya. So the same thing must be done also for B, because we need two equations in order for us to solve two unknowns. Our unknowns are A and B, so we need two equations. So this is one equation. So the next equation is found by differentiating the S with respect to B. Okay? If you do that, if you do the same trick, the same pattern, you should be able to get this. Okay, summation A plus B ti minus yi ti equals 0. So now we do a equation. We have equation 1, and then this is equation 2. Okay, so this is equation 1, and this is equation 2. So we can rewrite this further. So we arrive at this equation. It's easy to show that you have a n. This is n. Why? Because imuna na siyang Imo siya i-manipulate din right? So ang 2 is ma-cancel naman na siya. Then we have ang nabili na lang ana is this one. Ito mo siyang I'm talking about this one, this equation. Okay. So this is to show mawala ning 2. We are only left with summation of A, right? But then A is constant, so magawa siya summation. But the summation of I from I runs from 1 up to n, it will give you just n. That's why na ako ani. Okay? So I'll just have to write the equation and then you do the details na lang sa inyong respective or own time. P okay, muna na siya dapat ang magkawas ng equation. This is for the A. And then this one, katong sa kanina equation, we have A I square equals summation of VI I runs from 1 up to n. Yes. So now we do a equation na. So these are the equations needed for me to solve the equation of a line. Okay? Wala mo na ang kailangan. In order for me to identify this equation of the line, which is supposed to be my function or my model, na best fit ani kani siya nga data. So given these equations, I can get the values of A and B. So kani siya equation naman na siya sa kuan, di ba? Two unknowns na siya and duha ka equation. That is easily solved by elimination method, by substitution method, right? But since daghan makini siya nga data, so you can convert this to matrix, and this is solvable na sa MATLAB. Makuha ni siya ang A and B. So if you convert this to matrix, may na siya, right? Ako yung matrix diha, and then this is matrix A, and then this is matrix B, and then this is katong summation sa yi, this is summation sa pi. Right? This one is katong coefficient sa A, coefficient sa B. Yeah, this is summation of ti. This is summation of ti, and this is summation of p sub I square. Right? Mawala siya. So we can now solve for A and B. In return, we can solve for the equation of a line. So we have now our best fit. Okay. So let's do this MATLAB. So I have here already my pseudo numbers. Let's say I have this. I generated a data point. Ato ni i-plot. Ito ni i-run a program. So this is my data. Okay, and I want to do a linear fit sa kanina data because this looks like a linear. Okay? So, what's a linear? So, kani imuhang buhaton. Nara. We have this equation. Okay? We have this equation para ma-determine na to ang A and B para makuha na to ang equation sa line. Okay? This is this one, Y. So, ang buhaton is nandito siya. I already made a program kana nasa ubos. Wala. I just have to uncomment this one. So, ano siya ang pag-linear fit? Okay. Kasi na siya i-comment. So, this is how you do linear fit. So, yung gibuhat is, buhat ano niya is i-plot niya. Ako'y grid on. Then hold on is just for plotting naman siya. So, i-plot na ko originally ang data. Itong original data. And then, next thing is sorry. Tama dito siya. Because mamano siya ang function para mag-linear fit. Okay? Tara. So, what yung function nga line linear regression, tapos ang input niya is ang x and y. So, patin x and y, the x and y here. And then I plot it. Okay? So, I have this one. I-plot na ko ang original data. And then I also i-plot po na ko ang imuhang katong nanay linear fit. Okay? The function is given by this. So take a look at this. Na po yung mga gipang declare dito. We have n. N is just the katong length sa x. Because that's the length sa imong the whole data sa imong x. And then na po i-declare din nga sum of x and sum of y because kailangan na siya para sa dumi. Diba? This is my x and this is my y. Right? Ako yung sum of x. Take a look at this. Ako yung sum of x. Ako yung sum of x squared. Right? Ako yung sum of y. And ako yung sum of y. This is y. Ako yung sum of y and x. Okay? Tara. That's why ako yung sum of y. Okay? Wala na siya. Ako yung sum of y. Ako yung sum of x squared, then ako yung sum of x and y. And then I establish, because sa MATLAB ang good is, dali naman niya ma-solve if you have. So if you have this is matrix A. This one is matrix B equals, this is matrix X na siya. That's matrix X. And this is matrix B. So, para makuha ang X, una na siya. X is just A, not 1. Okay? You recall that operator sa MATLAB. So, makuha na yun siya. Makuha ang value sa X, which is 2 kabuok. Ang kulong vector. The value for A and the value for B. For this case, ang A is the y-intercept, and B is the slope. I declared in this program the matrix value sa A and also for the matrix value sa B. Okay? Now just have to solve for it. Now you look for the coefficient by invoking this command or this operator. In that case, I'll be able to get the coefficients A and B. For my case here in this program, the coefficient A corresponds to the slope, and the coefficient B corresponds to the y-intercept. So if you run this program, and nakuha na to. This is now the equation of the line. So this is the equation of the line with the least, by least square ba? So least ang iyang sum sa error. Okay? With this corresponding value of A and B to run sa imuhang workspace. The value for A, the slope is 0.9846 and the y-intercept is B. So medyo taas siya code, right? Because at least masabtan ninyo yung sa siya pagkuha. Yung basic niya ba? The basis or yung foundation. Actually, in MATLAB, na siya built-in na function on getting the fit. So, you just have to make use of this command. Store siya sa line. So, natin command na fit. Okay. We'll make use of our data X and Y. And this is fit ln for linear model. And if we hit enter, automatic na siya for fit, right? So, actually, kanina itong gibuhat ng program, siya, is actually built-in na siya sa MATLAB yung fit ln. The reason why nag-undergo pataan para masabtan na ito, nganong inana ang nigawasan sa'yo. Masabtan na ito, nganong inana ang result for linear fit because of this idea or concept. Very crucial, important concept. If you take a look at this result, ang yung y-intercept is 0.029, which is pareha siya sa itong value, right? Close to, right? And to ang slope is 0.984, it's the same, right? Pareha sila. So, muna yung equation niya. So, in your case, in running the program smoothly or mas dali siya, just have to use kanisa fit LM, right? So, instead na kaning taas kaysa nga tanan, right? Hindi siya. At ito siya i-comment. Tangtango na siya. And we'll just have to, instead of this, fit LM. So, pwede lang siya wala. Wala na siya. Naanam din na siya nga program, the fit LM. If you run it again, run it. Okay, for this case, sa fit LM, just have to access sa iyahang y-intercept and the slope. And also, in order for you to do that, you have to do this. So, A equals C that. So, ang result niya is ma-store sa C. So, this is a struct na siya nga levels, a struct. So, sa C na siya field na coefficient, and under coefficients na siya field na estimate. And then we will access this one. So, sa first element is, ano siya itong ipangita. It could be baliktad siya ito na i-check later. Okay, I see that. Coefficients estimate 2. So let's run this again. Linear earth. Okay, that's not to say close. Baliktad siya. So this should be 2. It should be 1. So that one. Okay. So we have now our linear fit, or the best fit, that is done by least squares using the fit LM function. So in your future endeavor, there could be a lot of functions na pwede natin gamitin para to get the fit for any given data. You can do polynomial fit, so you can search it sa MATLAB ng put na website na tinatawag na polyfit. Instead of a linear fit, polynomial siya. So mo-extend na siya from, so in ano siya, mo-extend na siya from, so we have a plus bx plus cx square plus dx cube and so on. So higher order, pwede mo ka mag-cube, pwede ka mag to the 4 and so on. Or pwede mo ka mag-fit o exponential. Kasi ang function mo kay nani siya nga pa. So, nana siya. Be anything. Nana siya sa MATLAB. You can also define your own or customize your own function na lahat nga equation yung gusto gamiton. Dili siya linear, dili polynomial, dili po exponential. It could be any function yung gusto. Okay? So that's all for now for this walkthrough. And this is entitled uh, linear line curve fitting by least square. And you can extend this to any equation, any nonlinear equation in the future.